You write down a strict monthly budget, cook meals at home, and manage to save your first $1,000. But when you check your account, you see that your hard work earned you a grand total of $5. It is a frustrating cycle. That tiny return feels like a rounding error. It is easy to conclude that the sacrifice is not worth the trade-offs. In this video, we will map the compounding trap so you can see when investment growth actually takes over your wealth. We are going to build the compounding timeline in the right order. This is not a get-rich-quick promise, but the real mathematical curve of how your first base of savings accelerates into your next $1 million. This projection is built on solid mathematical principles. In our first video, we built the core saving habit. Now, we need to understand where that momentum takes you over the long term, because nothing meaningful compounds until this first foundational rung is built. It is the starting line for everything. At the start of your journey, your investments are simply too small to make a visible dent. During this early phase, you are the only engine driving the train. Your personal savings rate is the only metric that matters. Focus on what you control. Let us look at the actual math behind your first year. If you save every month and invest in a broad market index at the end of the year, your contributions represent over 90% of your wealth. This means growth is entirely self-funded. Compounding did almost none of the heavy lifting. In fact, a single dinner out or a forgotten subscription can easily wipe out a whole year of investment returns, which makes the start feel slow. This is why early consistency is so important, but if you keep feeding the system, the architecture changes. By year 15, the relationship reverses. The accumulated interest matches your contributions, and your money starts doing the bulk of the work. Your past sacrifices begin to yield real results in your dashboard. To navigate this long timeline, you need to understand the 3 stages of compounding velocity. Each stage has a completely different vibe in everyday life, a different trade-off, and a different hurdle. Each stage requires a different mental model. The grind runs from $0 to $50,000. The vibe is raw saving. Your main trade-off is cutting daily costs, and the hurdle is keeping your motivation alive when your returns are invisible. It is the baseline of your financial future. The co-pilot stage runs from $50,000 to $100,000. Now investment returns are joined as a partner. The trade-off is balancing savings and returns, and the hurdle is dealing with midpoint fatigue. The compounding engine is warming up. The pilot stage runs from $100,000 upward. The vibe is rapid compounding. Your interest matches or beats your savings, and the hurdle is protecting your growing balance from lifestyle creep. Your portfolio is now a self-sustaining machine. So pause on this question. In your own financial journey, does it feel like you are driving the train alone, or has compounding started to sit in the co-pilot seat for your household? Be honest about where your leaks are. Here is the math that changes everything. Reaching your first 100,000 takes around 7 years of raw savings, but the journey to your second 100,000 takes only 4.3 years of compounding. This shows how compounding compresses time. By the time your portfolio has grown, the final step to $1 million takes just over 1.1 years. The returns on your accumulated balance are doing almost all the work. The compounding curves are doing the heavy lifting. That is the wealth escape velocity. The slow start is not a proof that your plan is broken. It is just the time required to build the base that future growth stands on. Once you clear this base, progress accelerates. When progress feels slow, many savers fall into the stock-picking trap. They spend hours trying to find high-risk trades to jump the queue. More often than not, this speculative risk resets the clock. They take on unnecessary risks for quick gains. When your balance is small, your return on labor is thousands of times higher than your return on capital. Do not spend 10 hours searching for a stock that adds $50 to your portfolio. Focus your energy where it makes the biggest impact. Spend those 10 hours building a skills portfolio that increases your earning power. Earning more at work can add thousands of dollars to your savings capacity, shortening your timeline by years. Your skills are your highest yielding asset. This is why the famous latte factor is a lie. Skipping your morning coffee has a low ceiling. To free up real cash, you must focus on the big three expenses: housing, transport, and taxes. You cannot pinch pennies to reach $1 million. Housing is your largest monthly cost. Keeping housing expenses below 30% of your take-home pay is vital. Choosing a smaller home or sharing costs can immediately accelerate your savings rate. Housing sets the pace for your savings. Transportation is the second biggest drag on wealth building. Financing a premium car with a high-interest auto loan locks you out of compounding. A reliable used car paid in cash avoids this trap. Avoid the debt payments that drain your future. Taxes are the third area of opportunity. Utilizing tax-advantaged retirement accounts allows you to compound pre-tax or tax-free dollars. This can boost your savings capacity by up to 30%. Every dollar saved on taxes compounds tax-free. To protect your cash, use the 3-account system. Your paycheck deposits into account 1. The next day, your target savings automatically transfer to account 2 at a separate bank. This structure removes willpower from the equation. What is left is moved to account 3 for daily spending. This creates behavioral friction. You pay yourself first, ensuring your compounding wealth goal is met before daily convenience decisions drain the balance. This friction protects you from impulsive decisions. Whenever you receive a raise, increase your savings transfer the same day. Even saving half of the raise allows you to upgrade your lifestyle slightly while protecting your compounding spade. This rule guarantees that your savings grow. Slow progress is normal. It is not a failure. If you automate your savings, focus on your skills portfolio, and protect your balance from lifestyle creep, the milestone stops being mysterious. The base is forming even when you cannot see it. Once your first 100,000 is built, your money starts helping. In our next video, we will look at how to allocate this base so it compounds safely. We will outline the exact asset split, but this is the foundation. To start tonight, write your target year, set one automatic transfer to a separate bank, and audit your big three expenses. Focus on the major levers, not the coffee. Take one concrete action before you sleep. The goal is not to choose the option that looks impressive. The goal is to build a system that works in the background, protecting your future while you live your life. This is how you build a lasting foundation.